Well, let's call the Board of Commissioners meeting to order at 10:01. All those able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any public here for comment for items not appearing on today's agenda? Unfortunately, we're not joined by Commissioner Dershowitz.
Department. The contract total is $15,000 and would cover the year of 2026. We've performed external evaluations of several of our departments, and it's kind of nice to get that outside perspective and helps us identify areas of efficiency and the most efficient way to operate a department. So we're proposing this as our next department to do this with would be elections.
Great. Well, thanks, John, and thanks for doing the work to find a good partner for that. But you're right, we've got a number of departments, medium size and larger, that do very important things here in the county, and having an outside set of eyes on them from time to time is helpful. Commissioner Concepcion, any
Yeah, that
comments?
sounds reasonable. Have they worked with other election departments or similar kind of governmental?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The lead on this has direct knowledge with the elections department as well as county administration.
Sounds
So
good. Okay. All right.
Wonderful. All right. I think we could take a motion on that then.
Okay, I will move to approve the proposal with Pracademic Partners.
I will second the motion. All those in favor of approving the proposal with Pracademic Partners do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries. Thank you, John. And now Julie is all ready to go with a couple of items for Human Services.
Good morning.
morning.
So the first I have before you is consider the approval of the Act 148 fourth quarter report for fiscal year 25-26. So this is just a standard report that Children and Youth Services needs to report to the state on expenditures, on clients served, those types of things.
Okay.
Oh, great. Well, we do thank our Children and Youth Department. I know for them, Christmas is one of the hardest days of the year due to all the stress and everybody being packed in together for the holiday. So I understand the stress they went through and appreciate what they do for the kiddos in the county. Commissioner Concepcion.
Yep, thank you.
All right.
I'll move to approve Act 148 fourth quarter report for fiscal year 25-26 for Children and Youth Services.
I will second the motion. All those in favor of approving the Act 148 fourth quarter report for the fiscal year 25-26 for Children and Youth Services do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries, and you've got another item for us.
I do. So I'm asking you to consider the approval of a lease renewal agreement with Service Access Management Incorporated for the lease space at Community Services Building. If you remember, when we first had them move in, we had them do a 3-month lease. So to give us some time to acclimate to the building, but also assess what their department's share of security and cleaning would be. So in working with the finance department, we've been able to get those numbers, and now we've arrived at the $1,690 a month that we will be charging them beginning January 1st.
Well, great, thanks, Julia. We do appreciate our partnership with Service Access Management. As John was mentioning earlier, there are a number of organizations that specialize in assisting counties nationwide. This is one of them. They're, I think, doing work with, was at least 24 counties last time I checked in the Mid-Atlantic
Yes.
region. So,
Yeah.
great group, always enjoy working with them.
Yeah.
Commissioner Concepcion?
Yeah, thanks for your work on this. One of the great things about our new community services building is that we have a little extra space there for some of the agencies that partner with us to have some lease space, so.
Yeah, it's been really
Yeah.
nice to have them in the
good.
building, and it's really helped with being able to meet in person.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Then I'll move to approve the lease agreement with Service Access Management.
I will second the motion. All those in favor of approving the lease agreement with Service Access Management, Inc., do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks, Julia.
Thank you.
And now we have about a medium-sized consent agenda here.
Yeah, I'll move to approve this week's consent agenda.
I will second the motion. All those in favor of approving this week's consent agenda do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. I believe we do have a check run today, but it's on the smaller side.
It's a very small check run. With that, I'll move we approve the check run dated December 23rd.
I will second the motion. All those in favor of approving the check run dated December 23rd, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. And thanks to Aaron, we do have a list of authorities, boards, and commissions this morning. Usually we do have a pretty big list this time of the year. I think this one's just a tiny bit smaller than normal. But we would urge any citizens who either have knowledge or are passionate, or even preferably both, about any one of the couple dozen authorities, boards, and commissions that Center County government supervises, not counting the dozens and dozens of authorities, boards, and commissions run by municipalities throughout the rest of the county. So our first one here is Center County Recycling and Refuse Authority. Patrick Leary is reappointed from January 1st of 2026 to December 31st of 2030. Center County Hospital Authority, Kelsey Scott, a reappointment from January 1st of 2026, also to December 31st of 2030. A Center County Airport Authority, David Gray, great guy, very knowledgeable, reappointment, January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2030. Drug and Alcohol Planning Council, Irvin Moore, reappointment, happy to have him serve again, January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2028. Planning Commission, Richard Frank, the reappointment, January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2029. I'd like to thank him. Center County Library and Historical Museum, Carl Inglesby, term expiration. His term ran from January 1st of 2023 to December 31st of 2025, and we'd like to thank him for his service. And I know they're relatively close to getting a new executive director, so we wish them luck with that. Also, Center County Library and Historical Museum, Matthew Bonchak, appointment January 1st, 2026 to December 31st of 2028. We have Center County Ag Land Preservation Board, Tom Bolden, appointment as chair, January 1st of 2026 to August 31st of 2026. I'd like to thank Tom for his active role on the Ag Land Board. The MHIDEI Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board, Garrett Rickman, reappointment, September 25th of 2025 to September 4th of 2028. Now on the next page, MHIDEI Drug and Alcohol Advisory Board, Zach Woomer has a term expiration. Zach served from September 5th of 2023 to September 4th of 2025. We also have 3 more term expirations for the MHIDEI Drug and Alcohol Board. Elizabeth Prosek for the same term as Zach. Nathan Varner from January 11th of 2021 to December 31st of 2025. And Shannon Manley, term expiration July 11th of 2023 to July 10th of 2025. We'd like to thank all these individuals for their service, for agreeing to serve again, or for serving for the first time. And again, if any citizens are interested, we do have probably a couple hundred positions at the county and a very large fraction of 1,000 different open advisory positions for the 35 municipalities and their affiliated, 31 water and sewer authorities? I think that's the number.
Something
Nearly
around
as
there,
many
yeah.
as the municipalities. So I think unless there's any questions, we'll take a motion.
Well, I would just like to
Yeah.
note for the MHIDEI Advisory Board, this mental health, intellectual disabilities, and early intervention, we are definitely seeking people who are in the community who have some experience in these fields, from a professional basis, or as community members who have, experienced working, with folks in their family or themselves in issues related to mental health, intellectual disabilities, or early intervention. To apply, we're looking for some more people to fill out that board. So,
Good point. Yes, we've got 4 expirations there.
and several of those are folks who are psychologists in town. So,
Okay.
So we're looking for a few more practitioners. So,
All right,
Yep.
wonderful. Obviously, it's great when we have people who are knowledgeable in the field.
Yep. So with that, I'll move to approve the ABC appointment, reappointments, and term expirations.
I will second the motion. All those in favor of approving the ABC appointment, reappointments, and term expirations, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries. Another shorter meeting, John. Any administrators report today?
Sorry, nothing to
No?
report at this
All
time.
right, okay. Moving on to reports and announcements. Oh, Commissioner Concepcion does have a voter
I do have a voters report. On our rolls today, we have 102,094 total number of voters on the report. That is down one from our last report. Of those, Democratic voters comprise 41,415, Green Party 159, Libertarian Party 563, those with no affiliation 15,883, Republican voters 42,071, and all of the other voters who are registered with minor parties comprise 2,003, bringing us to that total of 102,094. Moving on to our precinct of the week is Precinct 24. This is State College E1. They vote at the hub. There are 6,494 registered voters in this precinct. They had a voter turnout about 9% at the municipal election in November. And as I'd mentioned, they vote at the hub on campus. So that's the voter report.
Well, and that is the largest voting precinct, especially during presidential years, in the Commonwealth. I can remember when CNN and several other news organizations would have trucks
Yep.
parked outside of the hub. And while 9% does not seem like a very high turnout for a municipal election, that actually was quite good.
Yeah, they said they were pretty busy, steady all day,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and I think about 20 years ago, oftentimes you'd have between 24 and 100 students turning out for municipal elections. In this
Right.
case, it was hundreds and hundreds, so that's tremendous.
They had, let's see what the actual
It
number was.
would have been 500-ish, I think?
576 ballots
Okay.
cast. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is pretty good. So they were moving all day. And
Yeah.
really, thanks to the team there.
Oh, great
that
team
organizes the
Yes.
polling station at the hub. They do a
Yes.
good job.
Yeah, that's tremendous. All right, moving on to announcements. Center County government offices, excuse me, will be closed on Thursday, January 1st, in observance of New Year's. John, do we have any executive sessions to report or hold?
None to report. However, there is a need to hold an executive session to discuss personnel and legal matters.
All right, great, thanks. I'm assuming that'll be shortly after this meeting.
That's the request, yes.
All right, okay. And our public meeting schedule, we have a Board of Commissioners meeting on Tuesday, January 6th, 10 a.m. Wednesday, January 7th is our Housing Task Force meeting at noon. Thursday, January 8th is a combined Salary Board and Board of Commissioners meeting at 10. And then on Tuesday, January 13th, we have a Board of Commissioners meeting at 10 o'clock in this room. I think we have a special request from somebody in the press for press questions, so if Glenn could maybe start to move over here. But do we have any other questions from the press this morning?
Yeah, I just have one. The county has already been hit by a couple of winter weather events. We had that big
Yeah.
one in November, and then we had the ice storm last week. So just want to get your take on how you think the county's been responding to those big
Well,
weather events.
I think at the county level, people have been doing a great job. Our 911 staff working a whole lot of overtime, so if anybody's interested in an exciting, well-paying career that doesn't necessarily require a whole lot of degrees, although you do have to do a whole lot of training and tests, please consider working for Center County 911. I know our EMA department, emergency management's been very busy, and we'd really like to thank a lot of our first responders. I know during that earliest winter event you were talking about, we actually had some first responders directing traffic on I-80 for 7 or 8 hours. Which was cold, it was snowing, it was windy, and of course, they're all volunteers. So please do support your local ambulance services with memberships and your local fire companies during all of their various cooking events and various fundraisers. Was that what you were looking for, Tim? Yep. All right, great. Thanks. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for
All
me.
right. Well, we'll hand it over to Brett. I think you've got some questions possibly on the health contract for
Yes,
the correctional
Brian.
facility.
Appreciate it. I'll direct these to you if you need to defer, that's perfectly fine. But with the current contract that's set to expire at the end of this year, how much did the county pay for the contract this year? I think-
2025?
Yes, in 2025.
$1,260,000, $260,948.
Glenn, grab that mic. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, that'll broadcast a little better.
$1,260,948.
Appreciate that, and then I think this might be my final one, but the new contract, rounding a little bit, but at 1.6 million, is that a flat fee for the life of the contract? Are there any escalators in there?
There is a 4% max escalator for the last 4 years of the contract.
Is that based on like a cost of living adjustment or other
It is,
factors?
I can give you the exact wording. It's based on the 12-month average of the cost of living index for medical care services. That's the wording in the contract.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Brett. We would like to thank Prime Care for all of the additional services that we work with them on, including
Yes.
mental health services, dentistry, and the expensive but very effective medical assisted therapy as well. And we do appreciate the grant we just received from the governor and the state legislature for $500,000 toward our costs of that program. Any additional questions? No? Well, one of our faster meetings, I
Yep.
think.
I'll move to adjourn at 10:08. Oh, actually, I'll move to enter executive
Yeah, you're
session
right,
at
yes.
10:18.
I will second the motion. All those in favor of going into executive session at 10:18, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose nay, motion carries. We'll enter into executive session next door.